Welcome back to another episode of the Real Teachers of Atlanta. I am Nikki.
Joya.
And Ty.
And today we are going to be diving into student dress codes. Let's jump into that. Or wait, let's get into it. Steal your line.
We got the queens in the house, y'all. Real teachers of Atlanta.
Hi, I'm Mrs. P. Smith, the Mama Bear at school, your favorite ELA and SPED teacher, but always teaching my students about business.
I'm Miss Rose, commonly known as the snarky teacher, always ready with the good candy. The kids say I'm their favorite math teacher.
After school, it's lights, camera, action. During school hours, it's Miss Carter, the life science teacher saving lives.
We got the queens in the house, y'all. Real teachers of Atlanta.
Okay.
So what's up with the kids and their clothes?
Well, it depends on the school. If they're at a private school, or a charter school, they're gonna pretty much have uniforms. But for most students, they have biker shorts and bodysuits, leggings, tennis shoes. Got the leggings on with
In the crop top.
got the crop top on.
Yep.
And the bodysuits.
Everything.
I think all kids should be in uniforms.
So I was talking to this girl from the UK. Well, she moved to the UK to go to college. And she said that she was in uniforms all her schooling. She went to school in Africa. And then she said, oh, I'm so glad to be in college at uni because the best part is I don't have to wear a uniform. And I was like, that's the first time you haven't worn a uniform. Wow. Like my mind was blown.
And they shave their hair. Like in Nigeria, they'll shave their hair. Like primary school age girls, they shave their hair.
Why?
Everybody looks alike. Everybody, I guess, on the same playing field.
I would cry. I mean, but that's me here, though.
That's interesting.
I didn't know
so that they're only focused on school.
I guess so.
Because I don't have to worry about the hair.
I don't know if they, still doing that, but years ago when I was there, that's something that you see for school-age girls. Is, they will have their uniforms and they have the low haircuts.
Really? I didn't know that. I've seen that before, but I didn't know that it was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's very interesting.
I mean, it minimized for here, if we were all in uniforms, I think that parents don't have to be under the pressure of buying new school clothes. I mean, you still want to look nice and neat in your uniform. But it's just, it weeds out the pressure of your kids not being able to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to call it.
Yeah. I used to really be against uniforms for a long time. Like I know even just like personally between us, we've had these discussions kind of about that before. And I'm always like, I like the idea of being able to get up and put on whatever I want to. I feel like the more I think about it and as I've gotten older, I'm kind of like, I can see it. I can see why uniforms make more sense. Because these kids now, like they're being bullied for what they wear. And then you get up in the morning, you already know what to put on.
No one's looking at the dress code.
Dress code? What dress code?
That's why you're looking at it.
You used to have one.
Yes. I mean, it's in paper. It's on paper.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's not being enforced.
They're not enforcing the dress code. Kids are coming to school with whatever they want to wear,
and they're scared to send them home. They're scared when the girls come into school. First of all, as a parent, I don't see how you have allowed your young middle school, you're a young 10-year-old, you're a young 11-year-old to step outside of the house with leggings on, bodysuits, whatever inch nails, lace fronts. It's beyond me. It's blowing to me how some of these middle school girls come to school and look. They're not in, I didn't even let my high schooler wear certain color nail polish until she was a senior. We couldn't even wear. She couldn't wear
and blacks and because those are grown woman colors at that point. When you're talking about a middle school child wearing certain type of nail polish and just makeup.
What they call
the fake nails.
They got the acrylic with the design.
But the design on the fingernails.
The only thing is, I don't want us to, and this is just me. We look at dress codes and we oftentimes people's minds go straight to females, to the girls, but the boys are just as bad with the sagging pants and not being clean and not being neat as well. So I think it's on both sides. I feel like dress code, there's one thing this is how I feel about it. Dress codes tend to police the girls a lot more. The focus is on how they appear because we as a society tend to over-sexualize our girls too young. 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds, they ain't even hit puberty yet. And we already talking about, their bodies and things like that. Like, I know that dress codes need to exist and they need to be enforced, but at like some point, parents need to be held accountable for how they're sending their kids out the door when they're going to school, because there's an appropriateness for.
Well, the parents are buying the clothes. Who else are to be accountable for?
But when we're talking about them in middle school, if we say, okay, I'm going to send you home because of how you're dressed, that's your parents' fault. Their parent bought them clothes for you.
Well, you have to inconvenience the parent. So
Exactly.
if I keep calling you up to the school enough time to come and get your child, then maybe you will learn how to send your child to school in appropriate attire. When you go to church, you have a certain attire. When you go to the club, you have a certain attire. When you go to, even restaurants have a dress code. You can't come in here with crop tops on and cut off pants. You have to come in here presentable. So if you're sending your kid to school with slides on, and it you know what, I used to think that it had something to do with maybe the social economic status of a particular child, but it's just some parents that just don't care. And it's not all parents, but there are just some parents that either they don't care or they are going to work early and they don't see what their kid is wearing leaving the house.
Okay,
well,
so
and that's
I'm
what you
gonna
want.
tell them
Okay,
myself.
let's go with that then,
It
because
could be that as well.
I don't understand. And the kids, I can't understand kids coming to school with bed hair. I can't understand your kids are in the car with you. Or even before they get on the bus, you're not seeing how your kids looking. They not washing their face. I remember when I was in the car when we growing up. You got sleep in your eye. What your mama do?
Lick it.
Go straight to the lick.
But this is
On the face.
You're not going into school with the stuff in your eye.
But
No, and you're looking like you have to look presentable if you're going into a school building. At the end of the day, parents are responsible for their kids, no matter what you have on. If you're a young girl, because you were talking about policing young girls, but if you are 11 years old and you're wearing a bodysuit to school,
somebody bought that.
Somebody purchased that for that child. And you're looking at, if I'm looking at my child and I'm like, okay, well, you have on a bodysuit. Grown women wear bodysuits to the club or out on a date, night on the town. Why are you wearing that to class? Unless the mother, again, is really young, or the mother just didn't see what the child was wearing, or whomever the child lives with before they left the school. So what are the standards at the home and at the school?
So I'm going to play devil's advocate because I was that kid. Okay.
The wore a bodysuit?
No. But what I'm going to say is...
Changed when they got to the school.
It sure did. And if my mama see this, hey, listen, you didn't know, but it's okay. But I
You
used
changed
to
in high school or
in middle school. I had a friend whose mother's dress code for her daughter was a little more lax than what my mom used to let me wear. And I had a friend who wore crop tops and wore the super low rise jeans when those were popular when I was in middle school. My mom was like, not my child. So my friend would bring an extra shirt and jeans to school. And when I would leave the house, I would be dressed appropriately to my mother's liking. When I would get to school, I would meet my friend in the bathroom and change my clothes. My mother only caught me one time, but I had done it multiple times over multiple years where I was switching clothes because my friends were wearing these other outfits. You know what I'm
even
saying?
with that, Rhodes, the school should be a place where they're enforcing the dress code.
Sure.
And had called your mom for her to come.
Well, that's how she
let
caught me the
slide.
one time.
They were letting
That's
it
how she caught
slide.
me the one time. So I'm just saying, was what I was putting on at that time as bad as what these kids are wearing now? No. But was it allowed? Also no. And my mom's standards were she was very strict about what I could and couldn't wear. So I think her dress code was tighter than the schools, but I was doing it. So I'm saying that to say sometimes these kids are trying to just fit in, and I'm not making excuses for the dress code needs to be enforced by the people who are supposed to enforce it. That's number one. But these kids are coming to school and switching clothes because we've all had students that were doing it. We done had students taking off whole pieces of clothes and put them in their book bag to adjust outfits to be more revealing. You know,
I haven't really seen, at least from my teaching experience, I've seen more students that come off the bus looking that way, not really going to the bathroom and changing. Like they're so bold now where they're coming
fresh out the bus
with the crop top on. Coming
and they changing
sit down in class.
Changing at the bus stop down the street.
Can I borrow a pencil?
in 6th grade.
Where are the rest of your clothes?
Nowhere. I can think about 3
Miss Carter. No, where
Halter
are
top,
the rest of
and
your
then
clothes?
you got a halter top and you still folding it up.
Oh, they gonna fold it up and put the little piece in the middle.
and tuck
the
it
leg
with
goes
the
all the way up here.
Show what they doing to her.
pulling it up.
Show that print, trying to show a print.
Say what?
I don't guess they trying.
They trying to show up. Oh my God.
I don't know what's going on.
Because but that's what they see.
But you know, it should be a standard. It should be a standard. Even if it's not a standard at the house, like you said before, there's an expectations on how you're supposed to look when you go into certain places. Because when you don't set expectations, when they go out into these job fields, they don't know how to dress for an interview. They don't know how to dress for different type of functions. Like I told my daughter, which she's in college, which I did not allow certain things for her to wear. So now that she does her own shopping, she does be buying stuff. And I be like, you sure you want to wear that? So, you know, but like I tell her,
You sure you want to wear
Sound like me. I was just
every event is not a legging event. Every event is not a skim event. So you have to have a versatile enough closet that you can wear different things. You know, when it's time to go to a banquet or something, you know, kind of professional because you're now moving into a professional role. What are you going to wear?
Yeah, you had to go shop. I am teaching my daughter the same stuff. Like, so I told her, I said, hey, I'm gonna give you $200 to spend on whatever website. Just tell me. So she sends me her list, and I'm like, where the rest of these clothes at? Where's the rest of it? I said, girl, you bring me something that's more appropriate. We could talk about it. You can want this all you want to. I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
Like literally, they want those baby tops with all this stuff out. Like that's what their friends are wearing. I'm just not down for that.
No, it was a standard set in my house. So even if my daughter's grandmother's was taking her out shopping, she knew my mom's not gonna let me wear that. And the grandparents knew too. So, you know, my mom is kind of like the little freestyle. And, you know, she would let Jasmine if she wanted to. I said my baby name.
Okay.
She would let Jazz, you know, if she wanted to get certain pieces, but Jazz my mom is not gonna let me wear that, so we're not wasting no money. So there's a stand, and it carries, like, you know, she does well now, but you know, like I said, you know, sometimes I'll be like,
And I also think about the time they go to school, because like sometimes parents aren't, to Joy's point, they're not home because we still have a lot of, like, I think about like my youngest, just the way the schedules run. I'm working by the time I'm at work working by the time he's getting on the bus.
Is he washing his face and brushing his teeth?
I'm at work by the time he's doing that stuff. So I would hope so, right? Sometimes I don't see him until he gets home because if I gotta leave, right? If I gotta leave and go to work and I gotta drive in ATL traffic to go wherever I gotta go that day, I'm not there because that's how late when school don't start till 9:30, the bus come at 8:30. Most parents, if you're working a regular 9 to 5, you can't be there when your child's on a bus, getting on a bus. So that means these kids are leaving home alone, essentially. There's a lot of them are. Now, in my situation, is my child together? He better be, because we can, you know, my husband's there. We can figure that out. But for a lot of parents, that's not their story. You know what I mean?
I've heard stories like that, but I don't know. For me, you know, as a single parent, it was always, I needed to be able to be there for maybe not when she got off the bus, but going to school, I can't trust her to be at home and getting dressed and locking up my house.
Oh, right. He good with that now.
But I guess kids do it.
They have to. You have to be able to. Because when I was growing up, we had to do it. You know, my mom was single mom, so we had to do it. We ain't had no ring doorbells and automatic locks like we do now. We had to know it. And if my mama came home and that door wasn't locked, you want to know what's gonna happen next.
But you know, the haircuts, the hairdos, all of it is a part of dressing the part. I do feel like, for me, when my hair is done, when I got on something that I think I'm looking good, it helps me to work better. And I just think that, you know, it helped me to feel better too. And I think if kids, you don't have to be in all these name brand clothing, anything like that. I think if they have something neat and they're looking good, I think kids will come to school and want to learn. I think different things that you wear kind of dictate how your day would be.
Yeah,
that's true.
And when kids are in uniform, I think it takes away the fashion show. You know, I know when I was going to school, it was a fashion show every day. So,
absolutely.
You know, but when kids are actually in uniforms, they don't have, like, everybody looks the same. So you don't have any choice but to focus on the academics. Now, you still have some kids that still won't do the work, but it's still, there's a standard there. Like when I come to school, I have to have on, you know, my blazer. If your kids have uniforms, you know, I have on my pleated skirt. You know, I'm going to school for business. I'm not going there to sit around and slush around in these little knick-knack shoes, these little crop slides with these little nasty socks on.
Right.
Not looking like you're put together. Like you should be a put together person, neat and clean, not wearing any Yves Saint Laurent shoes or Balenciagas. I mean, just nice pressed clothes. You know, you're ready for business. You're ready to go to school. But we've taught kids wearing Crocs and socks and slides and nasty little shirts.
And the hoodie.
And the hoodie, not because they're, you know, coming from a home where they're poor or they may have issues with, you know, the parents may have issues with income. They just sloppy looking.
I think too, we have to look at least you have to look at what the parents also set that standard to. And I think that's what we're all really saying is the schools have to say this is what, because this is the thing. When the school says this is the dress code, like for me, my daughter has one pair of pants. They got a hole in them this big. And I let her get them. I told her, I said, I hope you understand that you can only wear these pants on weekends.
Right.
She tried me one time. Tried to say I'm running late. I just threw them out. I don't care.
Yeah.
I do not care. Take them off. Go put on your clothes. There's, you know, and that's why I told her, I say stuff like that will getting the little things that you won't shut down.
Right.
But that's a standard at my home. If the dress code is this, we're not going to get, I don't care. If that's what you want, I don't care about the holes in your pants. You can wear those when you're not going to school. You want to put them on so bad, put them on when you get home.
It's a dress code at home.
Exactly. That's cool. You can wear them at the house, but you're not going to wear them to school because that's not the rule. And I think as a parent, you set the standard, but I think also as a parent, you have to uphold the rules that are in place for them at the places they're going until they can do it themselves. So I have to also respect that dress code. Right. And I think that's part of what is being missed. Now, we talk about appropriateness at different places. That's to your point, that's another battle, you know, teenage girls, you know, whatever. But that's another battle. But I still look at, like you're saying, you got business attire. You got to have, your wardrobe has to be versatile enough that no matter where you go, you can be appropriate for that space. But it's up to us to teach them what's appropriate, what you can wear to church, what you can wear when you're hanging with your girlfriends, what you can wear when you're trying to go on a date. Right. And how to present yourself in a way that you're comfortable and you feel fashionable, blah, 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 blah. But that you're also not a distraction in that place. Right. If that makes sense. But I think parents, to me, I feel like the kids and how they dress is really on us as parents at the end of the day. Because none of these kids got jobs.
Yeah.
But that school administration or school as a whole need to really stand behind whatever their dress code is. I think we have got so loose with the way we allow kids to dress. It used to be a standard. I think we really need to get back to that.
Yeah.
The boys, don't come to school with haircuts and too many. Like, why are we putting our hoods on? Where did that thing come from? Let's put the hood on our head. Where?
And don't want to take it off in the building.
Why is this such a new thing? It be 80 degrees outside.
And they got them hoodies on.
Got the hood
and
on.
It's the same hoodie for 9 days straight. Musty. They wear the same one.
I think you dress how you feel. And I think a lot of students just feel like they just don't want to be at school.
You think that's it?
I think that's what it is. There's certain kids, certain not demographic, but certain populations of students that just feel like school is like prison to them.
I mean,
they dress, well, I mean, it is, when you look at the school bus and the school lunch, padded wall, no windows. It is giving
like
prison vibes.
Yeah. Anyway.
But that's another conversation.
You're right.
But yeah, it's like the kids don't want to be there. So they just kind of throw on anything. The pajama pants, like that I hate.
Well, they went, you can't say too much about the parents wearing the pajama pants too.
Straight to the school too?
With the bonnet.
Two bonnets. Okay. The bonnets are bonnets and pajama pants. Now when I was in college, I did go to class in pajama pants until one day.
Listen.
And I was doing it because I could never do it. I tried it. I'm for real. But you know what stopped me? I had a professor, a black lady, stopped me in the hallway and she said, "I know doggone well your mother raised you better than that."
You was at the college with a bonnet on?
No, I had pajama pants on. I knew better not to put no bonnet on my head and go out the door. But I had my
to school
pajama
with the
pants.
bonnets on.
I know, but I'm saying
Kids
pajama
have
pants
came to school
with the bonnets.
with the bonnet
And
on.
a do-rag, trying to catch their waves.
Kids
Stop
have came to school with the bonnet on, and then kids first of all, they have came to school with a scarf on. You want to wear a wrap, you cannot wrap the hair with it's not a wrap. It's a scarf. It's a head scarf. It's not a wrap, and then you don't have it wrapped. You want to wear a wrap? I'll show you how to wrap it.
Gotta be just doing it to be doing it.
Y'all have seen kids with bonnets on?
Yeah. I've seen them at the bus
Now,
stop.
Joy.
I've never seen a kid
You
with a
want to
bonnet.
see some jacked up
I
dress
really
code? Go to the high
Let's
school
keep
at
it
7
funky. The
a.m.
same
and
one
watch
you
them
see with
kids
that bodysuit.
It's the same with that bonnet.
The same one had that bonnet on too.
Go to the high school at 7 o'clock when them kids coming to school. You will see they run the gamut from dressed in suits, and I kid you not, there are kids that I have done it. They have kids that come to school in suits, like they got a job interview, and there's kids that come to school like they about to be going swimming at 7 o'clock. And I literally,
Swimming?
that's how naked
You said swimming?
Swimming. That's how naked they are. Going to the same school.
I thought you were going to say
bonnet.
because it's so early in the morning.
No, that's because what time school starts.
This is kind of off topic, but do you all feel like school starts a little bit too early in the morning? This is what really off.
It's not.
I part out, but I
I
think school is too early.
Your school is too early.
Well, it's the same as high school. High school starts at 7, right?
7:20.
Why do you think school
And middle
is too
school
early?
starts at 9:20. And
Well,
middle school is 8 o'clock.
because I think
Is this where you going with saying the school too early while the kids getting up can't get dressed properly?
no, I just think that school is just too early in the morning.
think it's too
I think
long.
teenagers, there's a certain age group where kids need a certain amount of sleep, and they're not getting that sleep because they're breaking it to go to school, which is counterproductive to them learning, which is what they're there at school for. But they can't learn because they're not getting enough sleep. Because
But they're
the
not
brain
sleeping
isn't.
because they're going to work after school because they get out at 2 o'clock.
here's this.
I know.
So
It's too
That's kind
much.
of off topic.
No,
I-
but you're
I
right. I
had
think
my-
you're right.
I had my kids do an argument. So we was covering argumentative essays.
Mm-hmm.
And so in that argumentative essay, we read 2 articles. One student said that school should start later,
Yes.
and the other said that school should start early.
Wow.
And so one argument for schools to start later is, was it late or recess? It was one or two. Either way, some of the arguing points in the essay was that if you do have later times, then that means you're going to have to stay later in the day because you got to get all the academic stuff out the way.
Right.
That's true. And then you got after school activities. Like I know for my kids, we going from get
That's
out of
a
school
long day.
to
Mhm.
sports, and you're talking practices, and that's we can get on that all day. The
Should-
whole
should
other
school-
practices
should
are.
school get out earlier.
But our kids, are they
They're doing
retaining
too
the information though? Because it's like it's just a body. It's just a body in the classroom. They're not awake. Their brain is still trying to calibrate itself. The circadian rhythm is all off because technically they're still supposed to be asleep.
So what's a good start time
I
for
feel
you?
like 8:30 is good.
I think 8:39
yeah.
to
So the
start
middle
school.
schoolers are getting the
And
best
school
out of it.
doesn't need to be 8 hours.
It really, yeah. What y'all
It doesn't
doing
need to be
for 8
that
hours?
long.
I
What are we
don't want to be
doing?
there that long.
Passing out boring curriculum.
My point exactly. All right, so let's get back on topic. So, kids with the bonnets and the leggings
Yeah,
and
it's real.
the pants. It's a standard at home. It's a standard at the school. I think kids should be in uniforms.
Absolutely.
But that makes me a hypocrite because when I was in school, I used to think, okay, I'm glad we're not in uniforms because they tried to push that on our school. And we were like, we don't want to do that. We want to wear
I
That's
think it
freedom of
makes you a
speech.
hypocrite.
That's freedom to
That's what
show who you are.
That's exactly what
the
I
way
said.
I dress shows who I am. No, you
But-
need to be in uniform.
You're right.
But you
You're
know
right.
what? I don't think it makes you a hypocrite because you're
Mhm.
saying that now. And back then, you were looking to, we always are going to argue to the thing that we want, right?
Right,
When I was in
middle
school, I wanted to wear what I wanted to wear. So that would have been my,
Mhm.
that's my
And you
same
did.
argument. I did. I
And-
was, even if it meant getting in trouble. But, I mean, I ain't had to get in too much trouble. But now, as a parent, I'm like, I would be okay with my kids being in uniforms. The only thing only thing that kind of concerns me is, and only because I know parents who have kids in uniforms that struggle with this, is the cost. Because kids are growing. You're talking about these kids, like I could say for myself, I know my son has grown 6 inches in the last 9
Well, you
months.
still going to buy
Buy him any
regular
but-
clothes.
right,
anyway.
but I'm saying with the uniform, I feel like they price this stuff so much higher. Like I'm just saying,
You're wearing the same outfit every day. You get a
but
pair
you gotta
of
know,
khakis.
but you gotta keep like, especially with boys, they running through that stuff. When I say that stuff come back home looking crazy, you gotta rebuy it. So what I'm saying is,
Mhm.
if I couldn't afford it, for parents who already can't afford, now it's just trying to keep up with whatever the school is doing. I wonder I wonder what that burden might look like
Yeah,
on them.
I
I
don't
know
think-
that they still got to buy regular clothes, but
Mm.
I'm just wondering.
I don't think it's much of a burden. You have 2 pair of pants,
That ain't enough.
maybe a blazer, white shirt, and 1 pair of shoes.
That ain't enough.
That's good for at least for however long it's going to take before your
A
child grows out of it. Your child's not growing that fast in a week unless they
No.
have a hormonal the
Right.
pituitary gland
But-
is a little jacked up
right
right
I'm
here.
just saying, it just feels like
Shooting out the hormones to make your child
Listen,
grow.
the way the way it's feeling now. Every time I turn around, that boy eyes higher.
Well,
But yes, y'all just don't understand. I'm so sick of buying clothes. Jesus. But I do think uniforms would be better.
I have nothing to say.
You got lucky. I gotta do it twice. I got 2.
Ty, what you look-
Y'all can share clothes, you and your daughter?
No, we don't have the same style.
Hmm.
My daughter doesn't. No, we
My
have
daughter has
totally different styles.
Okay.
I used to take my mama clothes too when I was in high school.
Mm.
I didn't do that.
No? I did.
So that's probably why my daughter doesn't do that.
Mhm.
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah, my mom, we didn't have the same style. Hers was more, I guess, business casual, I guess, you know.
And my mother dresses very well,
Yeah.
but
Her style was a little bit too grown for me, too sophisticated for me to be in high school.
That's interesting. But yeah, I think uniforms that would be good.
I don't know. My daughter just didn't seemingly like anything that I would pick out for her, and I picked out her nice thing. Man, we went. Listen, our journey started when she was in the 5th. No, she was 5 years old, and I laid that outfit out for her to go to school.
Okay.
And we was in that thing for about 10 minutes, fussing with a 5-year-old over the clothes that she was gonna wear to school.
No, ma'am.
So I let her dress herself.
What did she have? What did she put on?
I can't remember.
Oh.
But I did, I let her dress herself in kindergarten. She wasn't crazy, But
Oh.
I did start back in elementary school, but she had her own style. So
Some
That's how
kids are
my
just
daughter
like that.
is. Now my son, he don't care. He does not. He will wear
Most boys don't care.
this. Oh, I can't take it though. I
Most
can't.
boys don't
But my
care.
daughter, oh, she cares. She has a set. Is kind of like your daughter, and we don't have the same style.
no, me and mine don't have it at all. Like I tell you, her dad was a good dresser in high school, and I seem to think that I put things together. And then I'll be looking at her like, "Girl, you going?" But she has grown into her style.
Yeah.
I will say she definitely has.
It's wild watching them grow up and change and do that stuff. It's so crazy.
Oh.
It is. It's
I don't have any children.
Too
So I
much.
guess y'all have to-
Not yet.
not,
yet. No, I don't. No.
Then they will just get to watch you fight with somebody 5-year-old.
Well, I know I probably won't hear from you all for a while, so I know that
Probably
already.
me for sure.
I'm
Hey.
not babysit until they can at least walk and talk on their own.
That's a shame.
I can't do it.
Well, if whenever I get pregnant, if anybody wants to be my friend, just put a comment in the chat.
Yeah, because I'll be on the shores of
Cabo. Somewhere.
in a string.
Where we sign out?
bikini.
Where is our sign out camera? Where's my camera sign out? All right. Well, this is another episode of the Real Teachers of Atlanta. You can remember to like and
Again?
subscribe on Instagram,
IG.
Facebook, IG,
Huh?
YouTube, Snapchat.
We got a Snapchat?
No, we don't.
think so.
Thank you for another episode. This was fun.
Ooh, that was
I
dry.
feel away.
You feel away.
Where's the camera?
Where we going?
Bye. Get them wings.
That's what you were really trying to
That's all she could think about.
She was dry as I don't know what this episode. You saw that, Dre?
But she was hungry.
That's what she really trying to get to. It was Dre, it was like
You know what? It's probably going to be the
Painful.
funniest episode, though. Watch.
Dre was painful.
If you enjoyed this episode and you want to see more content like this, please remember to subscribe and follow us at Real Teachers of Atlanta.
We got the queens in the house, y'all.